What's up, world? This is your host, Apoc.
And I'm Doc.
And we are the Rational Dudes. So let's jump right into it. I was looking at the news today, and a headline popped up at me that really just threw me for a loop. Did you see the headline about Warren Sapp lobstering and getting bit by a shark?
Hold on, wait. Black people lobster?
Shit, I don't know. Apparently.
I ain't getting my ass in that boat.
He knows he had no business with his big ass in no kind of water trying to catch any kind of shellfish.
So you're telling me he was attacked by a shark?
The shark bit him as he was reaching down to grab the lobster, and it went all the way to the white meat. It's real disgusting.
Oh gosh. Hold on. Let me pull this up. That's legit. He got really bit by a shark. Is that a baby shark or what? They don't look that big. It looked gross, but it don't look that big.
Yeah, I mean, any kind of shark attack, it's gonna hurt, big or small. Apparently, because they chewed straight down to this nigga's bone almost. It's gross.
Did he have like a battle with this shark? Like, it looked like there was some struggle because only one side of his like thing is really messed up. Oh gosh. Yeah. Oh.
He might have wrestled it a little bit. Apparently he won though, because he is alive. But he got a big, nice bite wound to prove that his black ass shouldn't have been in no ocean lobstering. Like, what was you thinking? You are in the ocean looking like a big ass piece of chicken, just waiting for a shark to get you, or a big ass seal or something. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Black people don't do that. What the hell?
Oh my gosh. I'm looking at this picture and it looked like his, like, is that his, I don't even know, is that his elbow or just arm, leg? I don't even know what that is.
Apparently it's somewhere on his arm. I'm not sure where, but it's really disgusting to look at.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
This is further proof that black people shouldn't do everything that white people do, because you know you wasn't supposed to be out there. This is God telling you, nigga, you black. What the fuck was you thinking?
Oh my
fucking Warren Sapp.
Yeah, so it was just a lobster hole that he was going. That's why he was so he went into the water and he was just in a lobster hole, and then a shark just bow came around and just snatched his ass up.
He reached down to pick up the lobster, and that was all she wrote.
Damn, the Hall of Famer got bit.
Yeah, now he gonna really be famous. He the first Hall of Famer to get bit by a shark.
I bet you his whole body was so big that shark couldn't fit his mouth around it. That's
he didn't know what to bite.
That's
he didn't know what to bite, so he went after the arm because it's the smallest thing on him.
That's hilarious.
Shark probably swam up like, this is a big ass seal. I'm about to eat good tonight.
Yeah, he probably thought his ass was a seal. I cannot believe it. Like, what possesses you to just go, you know, you ain't finna see me put my arm up in no lobster hole or anything like that.
You remember that Tony Hawk game?
Mm-hmm.
And you know how black people don't do extreme sports very often, and when you do see them, it's like a very rare sight. It's like seeing a unicorn, basically. Remember the black dude on the Tony Hawk games?
Yeah,
I forgot his name.
Kareem Campbell.
There you go.
That's my boy.
Kareem Campbell,
right? One of the greatest skateboarders ever. That's my boy. I played him on all the games. Man, I remember I even went to see this guy at a skate park in San Diego one summer. Like, Kareem Campbell is OG.
Apparently he must have been watching Kareem Campbell's tapes, because he was like, if he can do it, my big ass can get in there and catch a lobster. Fuck it. And you know what's real funny about that? You say that you use Kareem Campbell in the game a lot. I guarantee you probably use Jax on Mortal Kombat and any other black character on different video games, because that, you know, that's what black people do. They use the black character a lot.
Yep. Just like how girls, whenever they see a girl character in a video game, that's their favorite character. They playing the girl character in a video game. That's just what they did.
Yeah, I used to love when they would do that when we would play the wrestling game.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I would pick some big ass monster and just demolish them. It wouldn't even be fair.
That's hilarious. But have you? I gotta let you know. I know you're a pretty big fan of Johnny Bones Jones. Can you believe that this guy again failed again because he just wanted to be out there doping it up?
Oh yeah, when he was supposed to fight Cormier.
Man, like this is ridiculous. Honestly, and then I guess Dana White was like, oh, he tried to put out his apology out there, or whatever, and Dana White said he's not talking to Jones any longer. But honestly, you can only give somebody so many chances.
Yeah, that dude, he's a superstar. He can fight very well. He's supposedly one of the top athletes in the world, but he's just a habitual fuck up. Yeah. Like he goes out of his way to fuck up his career, and then he wants to start crying and shit on TV like he's really sorry. You ain't sorry, fool.
Maybe not. Like, probably not. You're right. But you gotta also remember too, he's young. He's 28 years old. He was young when he was whooping all these guys' asses trying to gain their career after so long. Some of these USC fighters are, in their late 30s, still swinging hard, and they have not accomplished what John Jones has in a short time of him being in the ring, in the octagon.
Yeah, that's true. I guess age plays a big part of your career as a famous person, basically.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at how what happened to all of these football players that come out of college. Hell, look what happens with all the fame you get as being a college football player and the things you get in trouble. I mean, it's bound to happen. And the fact that they may strip him of his title or whatever, and yeah, he's gonna be facing a suspension, and there's nothing wrong with that. But he honestly does need to get his act together, because he's a professional and he needs to act like it.
Yeah, there's a lot of growing up you got to do, especially coming into the game that young and just becoming that famous at that young age. And you see a lot of football players who go through that same thing. I remember there was a running back from Miami, and he kept smoking weed and failing tests. And basically it got to the point where they were like, do you want to smoke weed or do you want to play professional football? He said, I want to smoke weed, fuck football, and left. He was like, fuck this, I'm smoking. That's what I do. That's what I love. And he basically left. He's out of the league now, so he could smoke. And you got to have priorities. And apparently weed was his priority, because he don't fuck with nothing besides weed.
Yeah, man. See, that's like, I'm sorry, just like at any other job. I mean, but you got to remember, some people treat these sports that they are gifted at like a regular job. If they feel like they can act however they want at their job, then that's how they do. Personally, if you're gonna come and get paid all this money and you're putting your neck out there, you need to act professional, and somebody looks up to Johnny Bones.
Yeah, a lot of kids probably do look up to him, especially being that he's a part of MMA, and he's black, being one of the top MMA fighters. And
not just that, he's just amazing at that sport at such a young age. He attracts everyone. I remember thinking I was going to be a big MMA fighter, and seeing this kid 21 years old, being in the ring knocking people out, being 21 years old, winning a championship, that makes a big difference.
And then you got knocked out, didn't you?
Of course.
And then you woke up and was like,
and
you
I
know
woke
what?
up and I said, yeah. Nah, I actually did pretty good. I had I think I went 3-6, so I'm not mad. I only got knocked out once. So.
But yeah, I remember the same thing happened to well, not the same exact thing, but fucking up at a young age. Vince Young, when he was on the Titans and they had the chance to become champions, he just couldn't keep it together. I think he had like a mental breakdown eventually or something, and he just disappeared from the league. You know, it's a it's a sad story because coming in at that age and being given all that damn money, all that fame and fortune, people just can't handle it. And I honestly think that if you do your growing up before you become famous, that's when you really respect it more.
Yeah,
you know,
and that plays a big role. You know, with him being where he is, that, you know, growing up, you have to kind of take control of your career and yourself. And being a young man in sports and a professional career, we don't pay all this money to see you mess up. People don't invest all this money into you, you know, for you to not perform. Just like any other job, if you don't perform, you will get fired. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, that's definitely how it goes. And you know, another thing is being naturally gifted at a sport and that taking you to the top is basically a curse, because you don't have to work as hard, because that's just what you're good at.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you don't feel the respect for
the game, the
work that you had to put in to get to where you are, and you just think it was basically just handed to you,
and you don't respect the game as much as some people.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, he's gonna have to get it together, or I don't think he's got too many more of these fuck ups in him before he's banned from the sport or something like that.
I mean, he's already going to be out for a couple years. So to see when he comes back is what we'll figure out what he's going to do with those couple years. And we'll see how he does when he comes back in the ring.
Yeah.
But I honestly, you know, I still am going to be a big fan, and I can't wait to see what he does with his career. But you know what, we'll see what happens with everything. And even though he fails drug tests, and they can give him all the types of chances, but I just think it all comes down to, you know, the next time he comes back in the ring. But it's okay. It was still, you know, he just has to grow up, honestly.
Yeah, and can't wait for the comeback. It's gonna be entertaining.
Yeah. And so that's pretty much what it comes down to. But you know what I wanted to talk about is, I don't know if you got to see about the another, speaking on football, LSU player. Mm-hmm. He's a football player, and what he actually ended up doing is he went out of his way to come up with a couple businesses. And him being in college and being an LSU player, this guy, he already has his own, he's a co-owner business of a barbershop. He already has launched his own app. You know, he's just a smart, intelligent, you know, young man, and he's going out of his way to make a difference for his life and outside of just football. One thing what he's doing is with his barbershop, he actually is giving out free cuts for all military veterans, family of, police officers, firefighters, first responders. You know, that makes a huge difference in this world, and I respect players like that. And how we were just talking about, you know, Johnny Bones and him needing to grow up. it's players like these that really realize their talent and what they can really do for, their life.
Yeah. This is it's real good to hear stories about people, taking full advantage of their opportunities and giving back and helping the community. And being in college and you're doing all this already, you got a bright career ahead of you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And even if you don't, you got something to fall back on.
Yeah,
and that's beautiful.
He's a financial trader, and he's a financial trader. He has an investment firm.
Damn.
On top of him launching that app and him being a hair salon, this kid he's A1. He is A1. He is an entrepreneur for sure, and I see great future coming from this man. And he said that he always wants to make sure that him being an entrepreneur, that there has to be something for him to fall back on. And coming from his words, he said, "I just wanted to do something positive for the community and just give back and show appreciation." And that makes a big difference.
Yeah, that's a classic case of being raised right.
Yeah.
His parents drilled good things into him at a young age, and now it's all paying off.
Yeah.
And it's real good to hear a story like that. It makes you feel good. And being a football player, you really have to do things like this because football is a very demanding and physical sport, and you never know when that last hit could take you out the sport forever.
Exactly. And you know what? Him playing for the Tigers last season, he led the game with 8 sacks from his defensive end spot. So he not only is he a great entrepreneur, he's definitely going to be a good football prospect, and that's going to make a huge difference for his career and whatever he chooses to do.
Damn, he's making that much of an impact from the defense.
Exactly.
That's rare. That is very rare.
Yeah.
It's usually the quarterback and the offense that get all the shine.
Yeah.
To be a defensive player and do that good,
yeah.
You definitely are something to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't wait to see him make it to the NFL and see what he does with it.
Yeah, and honestly, he will. And he passed on the NFL draft, so he can return to do his senior year. So that, to me, that goes to show his pride in his education and everything that he's doing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's just amazing, and honestly, I give an applaud to that man and everything that he's doing.
Oh yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
He deserves all of that, and I hope he gets a good contract when he actually makes it to the NFL.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be interesting to watch him grow.
Yeah, and he also says he wants to be able to make sure that he can get, with his investment firm, he wants to be able to reach that level of having a $1 billion firm. And I think he'll get there. And I think he's only just using his athleticism as a stepping stone to get there. He's very successful. And so I definitely enjoy that. And hopefully, everyone will support him with him being a co-owner of the hair factory. So he definitely is making a big difference, and honestly, giving out free haircuts to all first responders and military veterans, that makes a big difference. I'm just happy to hear that, and that's a good story I couldn't wait to cover on.
Yeah, actually, and him doing that, it's gonna increase the what is the word I'm looking for? It's going to increase the relationship between, the community and those that are supposed to protect us, and firefighters, EMTs, police, all that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good to get them, going in the community so they can meet the people in the community.
Exactly.
So bad things don't happen.
Yeah.
There needs to be more stories like this.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, you know what, guys? Thank you for tuning in today. We just wanted to go ahead and shed some light on a couple of these topics. I hope you guys enjoyed. And again, thank you for tuning in. And I'm Doc.
And I'm Apoc. And we are the Rational Dudes. Thanks for listening.
Peace.